Hey, what it do, everybody? I am totally sorry that I forgot to do my vlog weekly for week number 3. Now, listen, guys. Week 1 and week 2 were really productive. I mean, I really got a lot done in a short span of time. Um, where my week 3 vlog was supposed to be for week 3, I started my mixtape monthly with 5 tracks to begin with, so I apologize that it wasn't quite what everyone expected, um, in a good way and in a bad way. And I have to say that business wise, it's been more of the same. It's both good and bad. I'm hoping to get, more to like a good state of being. Now, I know that it's kind of a toss up because halfway full is like a bad description because it's a little more good than bad, and a lot of things like I'm doing are kind of like my credit score, which is above good. Well, no, it's not good, it's fair. And I have to say, the fair in a lot of bouts might be good enough. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. But now listen, I'm working from different angles, trying to get retrospectively to the top in the most positive way I possibly can. Now, everybody's thinking, hey, you got the right attire for this hip hop. No, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. This vlog weekly, week number 3. Now, I know that sometimes the climb to the top might take more time than initially expected. Now, that might be true if you're a guy like me that does passive income, which is a lot of different ventures, and eventually it all has to kind of connect and come together. And maybe I have, some things that work out, some things that don't work out. Maybe that's your strategy. You be all over the board till you figure out something that's gonna pan out. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Figure out what retrospectively is going to work for you because, like I said to other people when I advise them, if you do a SWOT analysis of your company, every SWOT analysis is an individual fingerprint of what your company should excel at. Now, you have to really figure out how to best utilize the tools you have, your time, your investments, how you're going to make money, and that might not all connect properly the first couple of tries. Now, I know that sometimes, in this day and age, 30 is like the new 20 because, it was for our generation a hard time to come up. If you're 30 years old, your generation suffered some real hardship. I mean, it was incredibly difficult to go to school back then. And I graduated college, but I still feel like I could have made a mark that was stronger than what I did. Now, I know that I'm doing schooling right now, and that might take me to a new level where I'm retrospectively where I want to be at. And I know that sometimes it takes a little bit of discipline, a little bit of hard work, a little bit of grit and grinding to just get to where you want to be, a little elbow grease, and eventually your thing will come to pass. Now, I know that sometimes what you feel like is, sometimes different than the reality. Where you should be, where you ought to be, might not be exactly the same as where you're at. Get the realization of, okay, this is where I'm at, this is where I want to go, and connect the dots in between there, and you'll probably be successful. Now, if you don't do that, things might get more progressively difficult as you trot along, as you try to figure out what'll excel, what will not excel, what would be your best fingerprint to get in the business of your choice. All the businesses are different. Your SWOT analyses, your pros, your cons are going to be so much different than your adversaries. And you got to excel the best at what you specialize, your specialty, because sometimes you can't be all over the board and expect success. And sometimes you're going to have to, although you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket to begin with, you want to basically spread them out in a way to where when it falls into place, you can just swiftly pick them up where they fell and just watch your creations manifest in front of you in a spectacular way that'll get you to the top and the quote unquote pinnacle of where you want to be. I mean, there's an irony in that because, the high school that I went to, their system was called Pinnacle, and that's how you figured out where you were at. Back in the day when they mailed your grades to you in the mail, which if you didn't do good, that was a wake-up call. Now things are a little bit different. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes, having things in the mail is not the best way to kick it off. Okay, so that was more like to get the people that was not in line to be more in line with what, the family unit wanted for them to be at. And sometimes, it's difficult. You're not always going to be where you want to be at. In college, you could allocate your time the way you wanted to as long as you got the results. You could choose to attend a lecture if you wanted to. I mean, it was probably best for you to attend all lectures, but sometimes, if you got notes from a friend, hey, you could ace the test, and, that was that, no questions asked. It wasn't really mandatory for attendance for all classes. Now, here's the thing. If you don't sit there and listen to somebody as they give their lecture, you kind of get at a loss, because sometimes so many things, if you didn't crack the books fully, some of the important stuff was in the lecture. And I think a lot of the time during this COVID-19 epidemic, people missed a lot as they were doing online schooling, that they missed a lot of key points that our generation got to get as they went to college, as they progressed in their career. I might not have been the top star in my generation, but I feel like the outcome was the same for me, so maybe that panned out in a different kind of way than everybody else. Sometimes bad things can turn out to be pleasantly good. It's just a little bit of a toss-up. You really want to maximize your potential, go for the best possible outcome, but sometimes that trip road might be pulling out a gem, a polished gem. It's just all depends on the particular circumstances, and maybe in the terms of a marketeer, your SWOT analysis is individually based. It is the fingerprint and core foundation of your campaign, how it's going to turn out. The best results for said campaign is all going to be determined in that layout. Now, marketers have to have basic accounting. I have basic accounting, so I could be a marketeer, and I'll be a pretty good one. I think I'll be a pretty shining star at that. So I keep that in mind, as maybe marketing might be something that could pan out for me. I don't know. I tried accounting. Now, I finished the basic accounting courses, but I didn't get quite where I wanted to be at, but that's okay, because it's on record that I passed the basic accounting. And that's basically what I need to be a marketer. So maybe marketing is more my cup of tea. It's just, it all depends. And, it's all just based on individuality. And sometimes, whether you're going to be an individual or part of a group, whichever is going to pan out better, it just all depends on your career, your choice of career, profession. And sometimes when people make songs on the internet, they can't do certain professions. Certain things limit you, restrict you in a way. Whereas if you really know what you're doing, you can get it to be the way you want it to be from the jump, from the get-go, from everywhere you want to be. So, all right, thank you so much. This was week 3. It came late, but this was week 3. All right, peace out later, everyone.